This is a CBSN Pittsburgh special presentation.
Well, Mr. Vice President, thank you, sir. Always a pleasure.
Good to see you again.
So let me ask you, last night's debate, it's been described really as a disappointment to many, a fiasco. How would you describe it?
I describe it as the president doing everything he possibly could to avoid talking about the issues. I tried, as you noticed, to talk to the American people, talk to them directly, and try to talk, in spite of the fact he tried to talk over me. But if you notice, he announced what he was going to do before he got there. He said he was going to he was going to go be personal, go after my family, to try to rattle me, etc. And he didn't rattle me. He just disappointed me as he could go be as sort of embarrassing to the nation as he was for the world looking at this.
Well, as you know, he interrupted you more than 70 times. But you did call the president a, quote, fool, liar, clown, racist, Putin's puppy, and the worst president America has ever had, and you told him to shut up. Do you regret any of that?
No.
Why not?
Because everything I said was true.
Let's focus on one of those, racist, and the white supremacists. What is it you expected him to say?
What he said, unfortunately. Look, the words of a president matter, no matter how good or bad a president they are. Remember what was asked last night, would he condemn white supremacists? Then I said, what about the Proud Boys? He said, I would just tell them to stand down and stand by. Look at their logo this morning. They put out a logo, official logo. They're very proud of it. Said, the Proud Boys, stand down but stand by. That is absolutely outrageous to have a group like that encouraged to think that they could use force in terms of the outcome of election. It is outrageous.
When he said, sir, stand by, did you take it to mean
what everybody else did? Stand by in case I don't win the election. Get ready. That's how everybody else took it too, apparently.
You know, the president seemed to suggest that part of the urgency in filling that Supreme Court seat, and frankly the federal judiciary, is that he intends to challenge the election results in court. Are you preparing for that?
Here's what we're prepared for. We want to make sure every American, and I want to make this clear, go out and vote. Vote early, vote whatever means that are available to you to vote, vote, because your votes will be counted. No matter what he says or does, at the end of the day, the votes will be counted, and he will, no matter what he says, he will not be able to stay in office if he loses. No matter what he says, so don't be intimidated. Vote.
You said just a few minutes ago here in Pittsburgh that the president has left, quote, a trail of broken promises and lies. Can you get specific about that, particularly for folks here in Western Pennsylvania?
Sure. What did he promise to do? Bring all these factories back. He promised to bring steel back. He promised to. I'm the one that brought General Motors and Chrysler back, their automobile plants. And what happened? I just came out of Ohio and Latrobe. He, in fact, they're gone. He's exported jobs. He hadn't imported jobs. He's exported jobs. And so his trade policy, unfortunately, has been an absolute disaster. We have the highest trade deficit we've ever had with Mexico. We have a trade deficit higher today with China than we did when we left office. We have a trade deficit in sales and services that is highest than we've ever had in the United States of America. Because, I said last night, he talks about the art of the deal. China's perfected the art of the steal. He put the economy in recession. He, the president, even before COVID, manufacturing went into recession, and we found ourselves in the problem we have right now. And he doesn't even acknowledge that he's responsible for COVID. He doesn't acknowledge he's responsible for dealing with it. He doesn't acknowledge that there could be another 200,000 deaths, as the experts are saying, and he's doing nothing about it.
Is it really Park Avenue versus Pittsburgh and Scranton?
It really is. Take a look at it. This is a guy who, let you park your cars where I come from and right here in Greensboro, and to park your cars at their parking in their country club and never let you join. These are the guys who, in fact, inherit everything, think somehow they've earned it, and then, in fact, don't pay any taxes and expect us to pick up the tab for them. Look, I'm used to these guys and people like this. Not everybody in Park Avenue is a bad guy, but I tell you what, he inherited everything he has. He squandered most of what he has, and he doesn't treat people. Look how he treats veterans. He talks about veterans, people who have given their lives, as suckers and losers. Suckers and losers. What is this guy about? You can tell. He even was reported as having said he finds a lot of his supporters disgusting. I mean, in private, this is a guy who, he's like a lot of people I grew up with in Scranton and Claymont that think because they have money, because they are wealthier, they somehow are better than us. They're not.
Final question, Mr. Vice President. The Commission on Presidential Debates says it's looking at some changes. What kind of changes in future debates would you like to see?
Well, I'll leave that up to them, but I tell you, I'm looking forward to this next debate where I get to actually speak to real people. They ask questions, I get to stand in front of them and ask and answer real questions from the American people. The president tried to make this about my family, tried to make this about everything but your families, the people who are listening to this broadcast right now. You're the ones, your families are what's at stake. And you know what? There's a lot of hard-working middle-class folks in this town, working-class folks, all those people along the bridge here. They're just they're not asking for anything special. They just want a fighting chance. And they're not given one now. The tax structure is out of whack. A billionaire pays $750 in taxes. Who picks up the tab? All those folks, all the folks I grew up with. It's not right. It's not fair. We're going to change it. We're going to rebuild the backbone of this country, which is the middle class, and the middle class was built by labor. That's what we're going to do.
Mr. Vice President, thank you, sir, very much.
Thank you.